Welcome back to another episode of the Dotty Lab Podcast. I'm your host, DJ Scotty Tudati, and we're back again, another Wisdom Wednesday. I'm grateful to have you guys here. Before we get started on today's episode, um, please like, share, subscribe, share on all platforms as much as y'all possibly can so that I can continue to get, filtered into the system, so that I can bring you guys more exclusive content, get more guests, get more things to add to the aesthetic of the podcast. But until such time, I'm gonna continue to do what I can with what I got. So again, I'm grateful for you guys for being here, clicking on this video and just listening to some more wisdom on this Wednesday. So without further ado, let's get into today's episode. As you can see, today's episode, we're talking about the Paradoxoical Commandments by Dr. Kenneth M. Keefe, doctor, writer, leader, did a lot of like student government in his days and school stuff of that nature, but he wrote a book called the Paradox of Personal Meaning, and he came up with these commandments about different things throughout life, that despite of pretty much these are what these commandments are, and I felt very compelled once I was just came across this. And it's crazy how I even came across this. It was literally like I was just scrolling on Facebook, and I kind of found that those sad but meaningful videos, whether it be the rain effects and the unsolved mystery as narration, one of those channels. And I stumbled across, that reel of the paradoxical commandments. I'm like, oh yeah, this is perfect for the podcast, because this is right up my alley with a lot of stuff that I've been preaching on this page and slash channel about, different things as far as this mental stability and just trying to be as resilient as possible, stuff of that nature. So all of these is 10 commandments of the paradoxical list. So I'm gonna start from top to bottom, from verse 10, of course. So the Paradoxical Commandments by Kenneth M. Keefe. No, yeah, Dr. Kenneth E. M. Keefe. Yeah, he has a very tongue twister as name, pause. But yeah, without further ado, the first commandment states people are illogical, unreasonable, and self-centered. Love them anyway. If you do good, people will accuse you of selfish, altering motives. Do good anyway. Ulterior motives, I'm sorry, I said. Yeah. If you do good, people will accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Do good anyway. The third one, if you are successful, you will win false friends and true enemies. Succeed anyway. One of my favorite of these. Um, the good you do today will be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. Honesty and frankness will make you vulnerable. Be honest and frank anyway. The biggest men and women with the biggest ideas can be shot down by the smallest men and women with the smallest mind. Think big anyway. People favor underdogs but follow top dogs. Follow only top dogs. Fight for a few underdogs anyway. What you spend years building may be destroyed overnight. Build anyway. People really need help, but may attack you if you do help them. Help people anyway. Give the world the best you have, and you'll get kicked in the teeth. Give the world the best you anyway. So yeah, these are the Paradoxical Commandments by Kenneth M. Keith. And let's, for context, look up what paradoxical mean. That's for, added context to today's video real quick. So the paradoxical definition is seemingly absurd or self-contrary. By glorifying the acts of violence, they achieve the paradoxical effect of making them trivial. And then what does it mean to be a paradoxical person? Someone who does two things that seem to be opposite to each other, or who has qualities that are opposite. As an actor, he's a paradox. He loves being in the public eye, but also deeply values and protects his privacy. Pretty much a double-edged sword, or two things existing at the same time. Um, two two things being right at the same time is a paradox. Okay, now that's adding more context to what these commandments are, that Dr. Keith was talking about. So let's kind of just unpack each of these step by step now. So the first one is said people are illogical, unreasonable, and self-centered. Love them anyway. With pretty much anything in life, whether you're going to work, whether you're in a relationship, raising children, things can be illogical across the board, unreasonable and self-centered. You can be that. So it's just the fact being like you're walking with it within your own flesh, and then you're dealing with it outside of your flesh. So that's 1,000% on the money, about people, but love them anyway. This speaks to unconditional love. I feel like this paradox speaks to, despite of how people are, because these are definitely predominant character flaws that we all have exhibited, even though it may not be predominant. It's stuff that we are capable of having moments of exhibiting. So love people despite of pretty much who they are, if possible, if plausible. Now, I'm a firm advocate of fuck with who you fuck with and fuck who you don't. I'm a firm advocate of that, and I'm a firm advocate of protecting your peace. But you can love people from distance. So yeah, I definitely do believe that is a thing that people can do. And then the second one is, if you do good, people will accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Do good anyway. Definitely do feel that wholeheartedly, because with that being said, um, no matter what you do, somebody will have something to say about it, regardless of the fact. And that's just again, that's just a character flaw that most people, if not all people, have. It can exhibit it at least once throughout their life. And only you know what your true intentions are. And I feel like a lot of things kind of don't really have to be explained. Certain actions, there is only one explanation for them. But if your motives are true and pure, and at the end of the day, God knows your heart, God knows before you do things, before you put it in, in the motion, He allows you to do that, even if it's committing capital murder, even if it's doing something heinous. He knows your true intentions. He knows your motives. So despite of what people may perceive of the things that you may do good anyway. Despite of it don't matter what the perception is of what you're doing, as long as you're doing it with good intentions. Okay, the third one. If you are successful, you will win false friends and true enemies. Succeed anyway. One of my favorite of from this list, definitely, probably, if not one, definitely two. If you are successful, you will win false friends and true enemies. Succeed anyway. With any and everything that you do that brings success, it's like a half. It attracts all types of people. You are a hub. You are a beacon of energy. So if you're succeeding at work, succeeding at a sport, whatever the case may be, and like that has always been a case, but in like today's world, and like today's society, is very, very hard to detect the surface. It's very hard to comprehend people's comprehension. It's very hard to be on one accord with when you're succeeding, how to build your team, how to build your kingdom, how to build your village. But in the end, you have to succeed. You have to really factor in, okay, I have a purpose here. God made me for a purpose. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I'm here for a reason, not just for a season. So if you know that, you know that you have a destiny to get to, and you're gonna meet people who are genuine along the way. You're gonna meet people who are like keys. I try to not necessarily objectify everything, but kind of speaking in the premise of that we are all tools, we are all made for a purpose. So you may meet people who are keys to the next level to unlock to get to your destiny. And then you may meet people who are sent by the enemy, who are sent by the devil, sent by negativity, whatever you frame negative energy or energy that's not pure, that's not genuine. You would get people who come your way to try to deter you from your destiny, because that's motivating people to reach their destiny. That's motivating people to unsubscribe from negative ways. Because one thing about being human, um, your destiny may overlap other people's destiny, or it may, you know, like this. Your destiny is, and another person's destiny is doing this, and sometimes it may clash, and then now that becomes one or two things. Some people again may help you along your path, and other people may just see that as threatening. So definitely be mindful, but also be mindful of why you're here. Be mindful of why you were made. Spend time with understanding what success looks like for you. Spend time uh, understanding that what comes with being successful, and understand that wholeheartedly, and be 10 toes down with facing whatever comes with that. Because everybody, no matter if you are the most awful person that has ever walked the earth, no matter if you're homeless, no matter if you're regarded as the most successful person, um, when it's all said and done, I feel like God will reveal what you succeeded at and what you didn't. So keep that in mind. Moving on to the fourth one. Um, the good you do today will be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. I feel like this one really speaks to just a lot of mental battles that like I have been having when it comes to working. Because anybody who knows me, any of my coworkers currently or previously, or anybody who know me, one or two things that stand out immediately. I'm genuine at the shit I do, and the work ethic is is top tier. It's top tier. I have said this on this platform. Diehard Kobe fan. Kobe was like my third parent, and it's just yeah, like I pride myself on making the most of every 24 hours that I have, even though a little bit of that I'm sleep, but I try to just impact winning. I try to impact my environment, whatever room that I am in, wherever I am at. I try to impact it in a very high vibration way. So if I'm coming in like the room, I try to, you know, read the room. I try to just, as like this says, um bring good into the day and try to have a positive aspect. But throughout like the day, I do have the man, this is all for nothing because of where we're at on the timeline. Even prior to me recording like this video, I went to the store and got a couple things, and it was like I think I got Vaseline, mouthwash, candy bar, and what else? It was something else. And now that I think about it, I kind of I forgot why I forgot the item that I needed most there, and I got something a picture of Kawhi Punch, and that was 1891. So that was nearly 20 fucking dollars. You feel me, for just a few items at a dollar store. So is this that's why I say, I work so hard and then I get so little, and then the things that are essential feel like is this, it's all for like nothing. It's all being forgotten tomorrow. Once you get paid, that shit is gone. You know, what you work so hard for is quickly forgotten because bills, because of excess, spending, whatever the case may be. Um, it's all forgotten, but do good anyway. Do what you're supposed to do, regardless of like the outcome. Um, Something that I have learned becoming older and being going from the youngest to the middle child to now being one of the oldest at any given time, or even being the youngest but the one that has the most wisdom or the most knowledge of a certain thing. you know um when you've and like when you really are aware, when you have self-awareness, when you're able to look at something in this entirety, in its totality, when you're able to look at something for what it truly is, you comprehend the outcomes a lot more um favorable to like you can garner peace from it. Because where we're at on this timeline, and I have said this numerous times, you know, we have uh, a array of opportunity that's restricted. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, well, you gotta figure it out." You're absolutely right. You do gotta figure it out. Just like in yesteryears, everybody figured out how to make it make sense, right? But that margin of legal to doing something illegal is getting slimmer and slimmer and slimmer and slimmer, because the good that you do today is being washed away tomorrow, because the legal line of going to work, working 9 to 5 is being forgotten, because again, once you get paid, the account negative, or oh damn, I just had enough to pay rent, but now my car note fucked up, or damn, now my gas or my phone bill, this that, and the third. But do good anyway. Still have a good life anyway, despite of it being seeming like it's being negated, or it seemed like it's feeling like it's like you're like the rope is just always like you always in this tug of war battle, and like you always getting drugged through like the mud by life. It's a paradox. It's things that exist simultaneously that is true, but also there's some falsehood in it, and it's also not always what it seems. So that's how I feel about that one. Um, Moving on to the fifth one, it says honesty and frankness may make you vulnerable. Be honest and frank anyway. This is something that, as I say, from age 4 to about 20 to 21. So for about 17 years, I struggled with this, being honest and frank, um, because I guess I was already vulnerable. Um, Growing up, how I grew up, having and not saying like I was not a privileged kid, because I'm the definition of a privilege and a kid that had it all, but it made me vulnerable in certain states because when you spoon fed everything, you kind of miss certain key things that I'm thankful to God that He put certain things on my timeline to say, okay, this was sheltered from him at this age. Okay, cool. On the back end, I'm gonna make sure that he learned this. So honesty and frankness, I didn't really have that for the first X amount of years of my life, and it took me being a father, and took me going through situations surrounding my daughter to really build that honesty and that frankness and that firmness. And I can definitely be honest and speak on the shit that I speak on. Hence why I do these videos every Wednesday for the wisdom and stuff like that. And yeah, it do make you vulnerable because of the fact that people feel like they know you. And to a certain degree, you may have a idea, you may have a concept, but at the end of the day, you have to factor in. I'm only 27, and like I just said, my work ethic don't is not it's not shortchanged to just my like my work ethic at work. I have strong character work ethic. So I'm growing every day. So the honesty and frankness is just going to continue to grow, can continue to be more and more just firm, because I definitely feel like, situations surrounding my daughter has definitely um turned my savage up. Definitely. Like I'm able to speak truth, whether it's can be debated or is non-debatable truth. Um, Whether it's received in this context in which it need to be received, or is this, oh nah, bro, it's not like that. Whatever the case may be, I know how to be honest and frank despite of. So I definitely feel like I master this paradoxical commandment to like a T, because it took me years of being disrespected, it took me years of being bullied, it took me years of being chastised, being demasculated, feeling embarrassed in moments, and then having to build myself all the way back up through trauma, through trial and error, through a lot of things. But you see the work God has already put in upon my flesh, and I'm only going to get better with that. So glory be to God for those life lessons, definitely. Sixth one, the paradoxical commandments. The biggest men and women with the biggest ideas can be shot down by the smallest men and women with the smallest minds. Think big anyway. Pretty much, to summarize that up, is pretty much the motherfuckers who um watching you, hating, you know, try to talk you out of shit. And that's another thing that I have definitely had to endure because when when like you get to a certain age and you can look at things, you can like you go into a museum or watching a movie, you looking at what's going on, but you also got to factor in this is your own like your own perspective, right? But also you have to understand that this is a bigger picture. This is, having forward thinking, having self awareness to garner different things that's not typical within certain family dynamics. That's not typical to like the world. People minds have shrunken because you have came in the door with, oh man, I want to do this, I want to do that. I think this will be a great idea. And some of these people don't want to match your energy, even though no matter if they're kin to you, no matter if they grew up around you your whole life, because they don't want to see your big idea big results. Whole time, these people put in like your village. These are people that you are going to benefit with, not benefit against. But they don't, because their minds are so small. They don't want to think in a way that's going to garner mutual and totality results. And you just gotta, again, like I said, you still gotta think big anyway, despite of how a motherfucker may, oh man, bro, how you gonna make that happen? Or man, bro, who doing that? Like, exactly, exactly. You just prove my point. Who's doing that? I'm finna do that. You right. Who's doing that? But that's just how certain people want to talk you out of doing it. And like I never for the life of me, like even even if it's something that you have never even seen before, why not them? Why not you? Why like it just don't make sense because now something's just being introduced. They may be the first person to do it, but you may be the one that come behind them pause and do it better. So why not? And that's not necessarily like trying to backdoor or undercut a motherfucker, but it's just okay if you put me on game to something, okay, I'm gonna take the game and try to remix it and try to, do it to the best of my ability to compliment me. So I never get why people want to undercut people that they know if they're pursuing something that is going to benefit the whole group, the whole village. Like, so anybody who has a idea that's watching this, whether it's starting a business or getting to a level that nobody in your circle has never seen before, do that shit, bro. Like, do it. Like, go full force, go after it. Don't let people with small minds talk you out of something big, period. So that's the sixth one. Going into the seventh, paradoxical commandment. People favor underdogs but follow only top dogs. Fight for a few underdog anyway. And that kind of goes back to what I just said. Speaking to the last paradoxical commandment, this is literally a perfect segue. Um, Pretty much like for like examples, I'm gonna use me for like example, right? In the DJ world, I'm a underdog because I'm brand new to like the scene as far as DJing, even podcasting. Of course, motherfuckers gonna subscribe um to the Shannon Sharps, to the Mace and Cam, to the Jeff Teagues, to the Crash Out Dummies. Shout out them. To the Joe Rogans because they're top dogs. They have a market, they have a target audience, they have a core friend group. So yeah, then their content is more plugged into the system. Rather mine's, whether it be DJing or podcasting or my music, whatever the case may be, I'm an underdog because globally, nationally, or even locally as predominant as these, other channels or artists or podcasters. And I definitely feel like that's really what's missing in like today's world because of social media. Everybody can have a platform, but like I was trying to explain to people, everybody's going through like the same door. And a lot of people may have the ideal of, oh, it's always been like that. Yeah, but like no, because even when it comes to um this shit, it's like the system has it set up so where you only can do this to really get noticed, or you can only do this to get followers. You can only do that like because it's people doing this shit every day. It's a new podcaster, it's a new rapper, it's a new DJ, it's a new whatever day in day out. But instead of it being okay, you come in the door with a different aspect, we gonna value a lane to like succeed. Or okay, you go in this group, but we gonna put you in position to separate yourself from this group. It's not like that because again, people are just like with the play to play method on like a Fortnite or a Call of Duty. Of course you're gonna get your ass whooped against a motherfucker who's spending two, three, $400 a week on these battle passes to get the exclusive content, to get the new maps, to get the new guns, to get woo woo woo, versus a motherfucker like myself or like you, who I don't need the battle pass. I can just grind because that's what the underdogs do. They don't have the glitz, the glamour. They in the mud. They in the trenches. They're in their deepest of stands, slapping the floor, saying, "Come on, like let's motherfucker run it." And even once they get to the top dog level, some underdogs that convert into the top dogs lose that they like bark. They lose that hunger to, okay, now that I made it, you know, let me take my foot off the gas. No, now that you made it, now okay, let me help my fellow man. Let me drop the jewels. Let me get you right. So okay, now I don't mind competition. A lot of people are threatened by competition, which is crazy because at the end of the day, you know, different players, whether you like sports or like not, different greats have existed together. Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem, Magic, Bird, Jordan, Hakeem, Kobe, Shaq, Kobe, Bron, KD, Curry, Bron, Curry, like, right now, Luka Jokic, like, so different people have goats have always been, in the same room with other goats when it comes to sports or business. The Warren Buffetts and the Steve Jobs and the Jeff Bezos and the Musk, they all e- existed all at the same time, but they all are in their own. Even if they lanes kind of merge together, they don't step on each other toes. At least not publicly. You have never heard a Jeff Bezos diss track to Musk, or a Warren Buffett diss track to Jeff Bezos, or like them publicly taking out like a whole news article slandering each other because they know, okay, what it takes to succeed. So definitely fight for a few underdogs. Definitely support, growing channels like this one. Support people who are e- exhibiting consistent work ethic and that are trying. Because in this day and age, a try beat any results. I don't care if you fail. I'm talking about if, like I mentioned in my last video, motherfuckers saying, oh, this athlete didn't place and they won 8 straight gold medals at the Olympics, or the fact that it's certain athletes that didn't place not at nothing, or a country that didn't win, probably won one gold medal, type shit. The fact that you're there, the fact that you got invited, the fact that you tried in this era, this is unlike any other era that has ever existed. In this era, if you be like, okay, you know what? Let me let me go and work out. Even you work out once a week, you're doing something that somebody else is not doing or not attempting to do. So that beats anything. That beats the results at any given time. Of course, you want the results to follow. Of course, I'm not saying there's leave that out of the equation, but I feel like the most important thing is getting the ball rolling. So definitely fight for the underdogs, fight for the motherfuckers who are trying new things, trying to break that door down, try to create a lane for a village for themselves and for others to succeed. So definitely fight for a few underdogs. The A form. What you spend years building may be destroyed overnight. Build anyway. Love that. I love that because just like I said with like the money. With like you getting paid at like, working and stuff of that nature. I know for like myself, the fact that I drive 30 minutes to work, right? I drive for a living. So the fact that I drive 30 minutes to work, have to, you know, get a sound van, um, you know, pull that van up to the launch pad, load my van up, drive sometimes 30 minutes. Lately it's been, about 15, 20 minute drive, which is cool. Shout out, Amazon for, you feel me, like fucking with our DSP and giving us, better routes, closer routes to the, like, base. But um historically it's been a 30-minute, clip, sometimes even hour or longer if you're doing a recycle route or something of that nature. So all of this work, and I haven't even did dropped off a single package. Anybody who's worked at Amazon or any logistics company, you know what your truck look like. I'm not talking about peak season. I'm talking about prime week, or you just may get hit with a crazy route. You may have a 15, 16 bag day with 30 plus overflow. I had a coworker the other day, I think he had like 16 fucking bags and 40 overflow. 40 overflow is crazy, bro. 40 overflow is crazy. Like, that's bullshit, Amazon. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, all of this work that you putting in prior to even dropping off a single motherfucking package is crazy. But now you driving, like I said, 30 minutes, anywhere between 15 to an hour to your very first stop. Hey, sometimes you may get a van that's gassed up from the previous night. Sometimes you might not. So now you're time crunched. So now you got to stop and put gas within, a good time frame. Of course, some drivers spend an hour, their first hour of the day at the gas station. Lunacy, the Lulu, as like the cool kids say, fucking buck wild. But the point I'm trying to make is you still got to go out. You still got to deliver 200, 300, well, not 300, probably during peak season, but like anywhere between 200 to about, let's say like 280, packages a day. So yeah, you putting in all of that work 4 to sometimes 5 days a week during peak season, and then you get paid every 2 weeks. And then the moment you get paid, them bills whipping feet, whipping that account, taking a 13 to $1,400 check, turning that shit into negative 27 cents. Nigga, like, that shit is crazy. Everything that you work for is gone. And that's why I just said, if you putting forth the effort, the fact that I know this, I know this week in, week out. I know this week in, week out. That when I get paid, man, like, The fact that I'm playing catch up on bills, or I'm doing this and the third. I already know I'm not gonna see the fruits of my labor, but I'm working towards something though, regardless. Even though the financial end is being eradicated, on the spiritual end, on the mental end, on this end, on like this front, on the being able to relate to people, because I know for a fact, I know without a shadow of a doubt that I'm not the only person who's experiencing this. I know for a fact. I know way too many people going through this exact same thing. But like I said, build anyway. Build towards developing your work ethic. Sometimes it's not all about the money. It's about doing what you need to do. Despite of the results, despite of once you get your check and it's all gone, despite of you putting your body through so much turmoil, so much stress, and a motherfucker like me, when I get on route, I'm not like, unless I got to piss up like a racehorse, I'm not stopping. Like if I don't got water, if I don't got snacks, fuck it. I'm trying to get this shit going. I'm trying to get this work off. You feel me? So, and I know a lot of people would disagree. Like, man, bro, if you thirsty, bro, stop. Woo, woo, woo. Like, I get that. I I hear you, big dog, but it's very seldom that I do that, because now I'm taking time like off of my route. Yesterday, had it to where I was, had to, get buzzed in to like this gate to drop off a package. And then they had that part of the building, their workers were gone for the day. So I had to bring it back to the front. About maybe a 10 to 15 minutes, if that difference, right? That set me back down there a whole hour. That's crazy. A 15-minute um delay can set you back a whole hour off of your route. So despite of whatever your job may be, despite of what it may look like, as far as just what you're working towards, within like your marriage, within relationships, people, like I just explained, people, will do shit that you don't agree with. People will disappoint you day in, day out. People will hurt you in ways that you never even imagined. People will backdoor you. People will disrespect you that you never even thought would even utterly think of you to put on like they hit list. But build anyway. Build yourself back up anyway. Continue to do it anyway, because that's just what you are designed to do. I feel like God put a lot of effort in creating human beings. Put a lot of effort. We're the only species who are self aware, not just self aware. We're not so utterly driven by our environment to the point to where it we're like robotic in a way, even though it seems like it's kind of getting like to that point. But you know, naturally we're not programmed like that. If you think about it, like a lion, a tiger, a bear, their instinct is to hunt and kill when like they're hungry. We don't have to do that, like that. Now, if we're hungry, we go get food. But their way of getting food is hunting for it. Is there certain things that is just they're designed to do it in their natural way. We're able, like we have grown from hunting and gathering to who we are today. That's the point I'm trying to make. But build anyway, despite of what may come on the tail end of it. Build anyway. On the ninth one, people really need help, but may attack you if you do help them. Help people anyway. I felt that because of the fact, like I said, in this day and age, people trying to get over on you because shit is so restricted. So you may have, and I'm a prime example of that as well, because you know in this journey of me being a DJ, I work with a company that not gonna name drop, um, but not too far from where I'm at. And I did learn how to kind of set up and tear down as like a DJ, stuff of that nature. But as far as just like actual reps and actual time behind the board at live events, didn't get that. The fact that they thought it was okay for them to even have the DJ that was training me, he got a different opportunity elsewhere and didn't let me know, and had me clear my schedule for the wedding I thought I was going to be shadowing. It didn't alert me, and kind of just a few months later we bumped into each other. Oh yeah, bro, yeah, hey man, hey bro, sorry bro, woo woo, spite of me, feeling like they were going to help me, get to where I would want to be in a metaphorical way. They attacked the me being vulnerable, me wanting to learn, me trying to ask for help, and even people that in this aspect, it may be people who are homeless who got the sign up saying, "Hey, kind of can I have your change?" Ooh, they may take that shit and go, you know, buy them a rock, buy them a beer, or whatever the case may be. Help people anyway, despite of, because your blessing is not in what they do with it, is the fact that you gave them something to do something with it. If if that makes sense. So um, you know, definitely still help people despite of their conditions, if there is no like real danger. If there's a threat to your life, or there a threat to everything that you're trying to build, even though like in the last commandment it said, build anyway, but also be cautious of who you're helping. I'm not just saying just be a completely open book. Definitely leave something for yourself, and definitely be mindful of what you're doing and who you're doing it for. But help people if like they need help, especially if those people are within like your village. If they're in arm's reach, help them. And a lot of people in this day and age just feel like, oh, okay, I got to do this by myself. And I was one of those people, because like I kind of had it in like my mind, help in this day and age, it's expensive. I don't care what you're asking the motherfucker for. If you could ask a family member for $100, $200, they'll hold that shit over your head, because help is expensive. Despite of who you may be, people don't have that frame of mind, that perspective of my family, my immediate family, or a family member that don't ask for shit is needing my help. So rather me saying, hey, how I'm cut, how I'm wired, I will want this back at an X amount of time. I don't necessarily feel comfortable giving you this out because I really need to take care of stuff. Fine. Versus this, like, I'm gonna give you this every week, every 2 weeks, hey, you got my money, or like they only checking in to see if you got their money. It's weird behavior, but it's how people are cut. There's no right or wrong in that, because at the end of the day, that's just who they are. You don't have to subscribe to, oh, like when I give my money out, I'm gonna be just like that. No, like anything that I give, I necessarily won't miss, or I don't necessarily need. So I'm not finna loan out my my blender, my crock pot, my car, whatever the case, whatever resource or tool, I'm not gonna give it and have strings attached to it unless I really do need it. Because let's say a motherfucker said, "Hey, bro, can I borrow your car for a week?" Fuck no. Why? Like immediately no. Like there's no second thought, because how the fuck I'm gonna get back and forth to work? Versus like, oh yeah, bro, here. And then a week later, they, oh, bro, can I keep it for another week or whatever the case may be. Then you kind of, you doing like that back and forth versus like immediately saying no. So it's cool to leave something for yourself because you feel me, like we all have our own things that we have to do, and we all can't help everybody, but help who you possibly can. If you possibly can spare it, if you possibly can do it without feeling like you need it back immediately, or you can do it with no strings attached, then like do it. As long as you're doing it in a genuine way, and it's not stepping on nobody's toes or stepping over people's boundaries. Because, like I just said, somebody may feel like if I gave you something, you have X amount of time to give me back. That's their boundaries and their beliefs. I'm not cut like that because if I give you something, that means I'm not in urgent need of it, or this is something that here, bro. This is a tax write off. Here, bro. Because I see that you really you fucked up by her. So of course I'm gonna help you. So that's just me. So again, if you can help and it's not too much to help people, help them. Help them. Last commandment: give the world the best you. Give the world the best you have, and you'll get kicked in the teeth. Give the world the best you have anyway. Felt that. That just kind of caps off everything that these commandments are, as far as just despite of I feel like day in day out we are in a title fight. We are in a title fight with life. I saw a video, real content creator was like, man, with like my friend group, we just link up and talking about how bad life whipping our ass. Like, that's and it could just be content, but it's some truth in that content. So it's just in this day and age, like it's such a weird paradigm. It's so weird to think that in this day and age, it's an all-time high of instant gratification. It's an all-time high of knowledge, an all-time high just things that you can do. You don't have to go to you don't have to leave the comfort of your home. If you got a laptop, a smart TV, and a phone, you have like they're like Tony Stark's or like Bruce Wayne. Literally, you have the most high-end technology that is publicly accessible. You don't have to go to motherfucking the Smithsonian. You don't have to go to your local library and check out 1,000 books. It's all been condensed to those three things: a smart TV, your smartphone, and the laptop. It's crazy, ain't it? But yet it's still motherfucking between life and just your environment in general. Yeah, you don't have to put up like your dukes. You don't have to stand 10 toes on everything that you believe. You have to stand 10 toes to protect everything that you have. You have to stand 10 toes on your principles and like your morals. And one thing I do want to say, your best is not everybody else's best. You may like how it said, people with small minds think big anyway. Still give the world the best version of you anyway, despite of how it may be perceived. Like, because perception is not always reality, and you may not always be perfect on your perception of things. So what works best for you may not work best for others, and that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. But just don't chastise or you know belittle people for not subscribing to what you believe. There's a lane for everybody. I feel like to wrap things up and to kind of like summarize these paradoxical commandments. These are pretty much steps of governing who you are, along with observing what's not you, observing what is and what isn't, and observing what you have to do. Because I feel like we all hit a point to where We want to keep up with others. We think that we're at such a huge disparity between success and failure, and it's one and the same. Even if you even if you succeed, you fail at like something. You fail because you didn't fail. You probably never heard that, and it probably don't even make sense. But I'm telling you, you fail even if you didn't fail, because you fail at not failing, because you succeeded. So with anything that you do, there's a there's dual meaning to everything, and your success and your failure. So and you never feel nothing if you garner knowledge, if you garner things that you can use to help you get to where you need to go. And yeah, these are very, very good teachable, plausible things to definitely research on your own. I'm gonna definitely leave a link in the description to you know these different things so that you can watch the Paradoxical Commandment by Dr. Keith. And I would definitely leave a link to a video and leave a link to his website so that you guys can read them, comprehend it at like you guys' level, and apply it to like your life, man. Because this was a no brainer video to like do. Once I found them, oh yeah, this is perfect. Yes, sir. Yes, yeah. Okay, so yeah, guys. That's all I got. That's all I got for this Wisdom Wednesday. I hope something was said. Um, Something was comprehended, something was received today to help you guys garner more wisdom, more insight on um, different things throughout life. And yeah, I just hope that you guys are full, not physically full, but spiritually and mentally full off of today's episode. Again, like, share, and subscribe. And again, to those who are looking for a DJ, if you are in any 50 states of the United States. Again, doing free DJ service from now until the end of 2025. Well, what I mean by free is strictly commission based. So in order for me to show up to your function, whether it be wedding, bar mitzvah, sweet 16, prom, luncheons, motherfucking kickback barbecue in the backyard, whatever the case may be. In order for me to turn that shit up, the only thing you gotta do is just send me a time, a date, destination. That's it. And I bring the cash tag, the cash app tab. I bring the tip jar, and we can have a wing dang doodle. That's it. There's no booking fee. There's no there's no booking fee. There's no back end fee. It's strictly if you need me, you call me, and we can go from right there. As far as like travel, gas and lodging, we'll discuss that, shit like that. Once we agree to terms and conditions as far as the time, date, and location. But that's it. Yeah, I mean, hey, anybody who's in need of a DJ, a fire ass DJ at that, one of them ones at that, one of the best to ever pick up a motherfucking turntable. You need that for any event. Email me at djscotty2dotty@gmail.com. It's in the description. So again, y'all like, share, subscribe. Y'all make sure y'all stay posted. Follow me on Facebook at DJ Scotty 2 Follow me on TikTok at DJ Scotty 2. So yeah, until next time, this is your favorite DJ, DJ Scotty 2, signing off. Peace.